Hey guys, I wanted to do something a little different today and share a little bit about things that are working in our homeschool lately, what the kids have been reading, what we've been listening to together, as well as a few things that I want to change in the future. And now it's June here, and in normal life, schools would be getting close to finishing up here, but we tend to school year round. And by school, I mean learn. We do unschool and just, I don't know, we see life as a learning opportunity. So that never ends. And I know it doesn't end for people that school or homeschool in a more traditional sense either, but I never think about like, here's our school year and here's our summer break. It's always just open and we're always learning. So that is maybe something a little different than some people, something that I think I've kind of like grown into over the years. We did kind of start with more of a traditional school year, but we are kind of really diving into the year-round schooling this year. So what I want to share today is just a bunch of things that have been working lately. I want to do this on a regular basis. I don't know how often is regular, like if this will be monthly, every 2 months, every 3 months, I'm not sure. But kind of once I've gathered a few things, then I'm going to share it. One of the things that I've been really liking lately are going on like nature walks with the kids. Now I never really call it a nature walk, I just call it going for a walk. And we have learned so much about nature this year. We've been learning about different birds. We saw muskrats a few weeks ago. And so, I don't know, we go and we observe. I don't say like when we get home, we're going to write about this or research this. If we find something that we don't know what it is as we go, I'm like Googling it as we walk. There's been a few times where I've used the handbook of nature study, like when we found muskrats, then I was reading about them on there. But often it's just going and observing and just looking up things based on what we see. We've been learning about like how geese mate for life and ducks do not. So my kids are kind of like more partial to geese now. Yeah, so nature walks have been huge and they are every summer. But after a long winter, then you always forget how amazing it is to go for a walk in nature. One thing my 9-year-old has been loving lately is this 50 ways to draw your beautiful ordinary life. Now I did share this in a book haul about a month ago. I had originally bought this for a friend, and well, I did buy it for a friend and I gave it to her, and Reka saw it before I gave it to her and she wanted it. So it has just all sorts of, this is her favorite page. This is drawing your home or an ideal home or a home that you want. Reka loves kind of like looking inside of houses. We often get like floor plan books from the library and stuff for her. So after looking through this, she created her own floor plan, or not a floor plan, I guess it's just like a slice through a house and a peek into it. And so she's really been loving this book lately. This is totally made for adults, but I mean, she's loving it. We'll just keep going with the 9-year-old's interests. Lately, she has been filming herself and editing videos and putting them on YouTube. She puts them on YouTube, they're all like private, and I help her do that and no one can see them, but she's loving the process of filming videos. Some of them are her sitting down, sharing her favorite books as if she was an adult and she was sharing books for other adults to read with her kids, which is really cute. Sometimes it's different Lego creations and she's acting out a scene, and she's been pulling them into a video editing software, learning how to do all sorts of different things when she's editing, and then she's exporting them, uploading them. And we did get her a blog, which is also private. She hasn't worked on that yet, but I love being able to see my kids' interests and teach them different things that they can do in regards to that, and that's been a really fun one to see her explore. Another thing that she's been doing, I found a sermon notes printable online. I'm going to leave all these resources linked below, so you can either check, if you're on YouTube, go below the post, or another good place to go is on my blog, which that will also be linked below. But this is a sermon notes printable that I got from Melanie from Wildly Anchored, and it has all sorts of different prompts that really have helped her to listen to sermons more. And it also has like a tally mark every time you hear one of the words like God, Jesus, love, pray, questions I have from the message, Bible verses, important points. This has been really good for her. It keeps her mind occupied during church and it keeps her like focused on what's being said. For my 7-year-old, this last few months have been like a breakthrough in his reading. You know, we practiced reading for a long time and there was a lot of struggles, and now he's like getting it. So one of the things that he's been reading is the Beginner's Bible. This is a very simplistic Bible. It's not a great children's Bible, but it is really good for kids who are learning to read. And it's got a good amount of words per page, and each story is about 4 to 6 pages long, so they're not getting super overwhelmed. And we've been trying to do a story a day, but I'm not very good at remembering this myself, and it's something that we need to do together. So we are about 200 pages in, and I don't know, I'm really proud of him. This has been really exciting. I love being able to see my kids learn to read and like master other tasks too. But I feel like once you know how to read, you can do pretty much anything. You can learn about anything. And speaking of reading, I also wanted him to pick out a chapter book that we can start reading together. And he picked out Magic Treehouse, Night of the Ninjas. This, I don't know, I like the Magic Treehouse series because my kids have learned so much history from them. And the chapters are short. There's not that many words. The words are big. This is a really good first jump into chapter books. Another thing my 7-year-old has been loving is building with cardboard. He has been making this cool robot costume thing, just using his creativity. He scrounges all the boxes that we are done with, and it felt like for a long time he, I don't know, just couldn't turn on the creativity. He was creative, but he couldn't figure out how to like make something with it, and lately he's been doing that. He's been building tons of Lego, really cool Lego. All his are like machines or vehicles of some sort. That's what he gravitates towards. While my 9-year-old gravitates towards buildings, he gravitates towards like really complicated vehicles. And I don't know, I love seeing that. Like always, my kids are both really big into audiobooks. Lately, my 9-year-old, she listened to Inkheart, which she liked until she listened to Furthermore, and then she decided that one was like way better. So she listened to Furthermore, and then will hopefully read book 2 soon. And she borrowed a couple of Geronimo Stilton books from friends because those just never get old. And then my 7-year-old, he has been listening to, a new book that he listened to that he loved because he likes all things kind of silly, is called Almost Super. It's about a family that has superpowers, except these 2 kids kind of have worthless powers, and apparently it's hilarious. My kids also play some Minecraft, and I love it when they take either scenes from books or from real life and they turn that into a Minecraft world. So just today they started a world based off of Roald Dahl's The BFG, and I'm not sure what's all in it yet, but I love seeing their creativity. They've, you know, made Lord of the Rings, Minecraft worlds, and the Bible times, and I don't know, I love when they take things in real life or in books and they take that creativity and they funnel it into a creative project like that. With everything that's been going on lately, my husband has been working from home, and we always listen to an audiobook at lunch when he's at work. But what I really like is now we are listening to an audiobook while he's at home, so we can listen to the same audiobook at lunch and supper. We used to have 2 separate ones. And lately our book that we've been listening to has been, it's called Sir Kendrick and the Castle of Beldione. I was supposed to read it in May, but didn't quite finish it, so we've been listening to it and the kids are really enjoying it. It does have some like intense moments where last night they were both like, oh, I'm a little scared, but neither of them wanted to not listen to it today because of that. So that's been a good one. And we just finished the Christian Heroes Then and Now, Lauren Cunningham book as well. A new to us resource that we've been using lately is it's called Simply Piano. It is an app that teaches kids piano, and we're leaning towards maybe not doing piano lessons next year, but I wanted to give this a try. We got the $100 subscription for the entire year, and the kids have been using it, and I've actually been really impressed with how much they've been learning from that. It does have a free 7-day trial, so I would recommend checking that out if you want to do some piano stuff. So there's a few things that I want to do better coming up here, and these are like mostly things for me. I need to do my homeschool reporting for our school division here right away, and I realized I have not kept track of what we've been doing pretty much this entire year. So I have to go back and look at our pictures and blog posts that I've written and figure out like where that fits in all the different subjects that I need to report on. Thankfully, our reporting is not very difficult here. I just have to sit down and do it, which I'm hoping to do in the next week. But if I kept better track throughout the weeks, that would be helpful. I do have a printable that I made in my mini planner that I could use, or even just keeping a record in a composition notebook is also really helpful, so that when it comes to this time of year, I'm not like, oh. So that is a little bit of what has been working well in our homeschool lately, resources that we've been enjoying, and things that I want to work on. Now, I'm assuming I will probably try to make this a regular thing in the next little while, try it out, see how it goes. But I would love to hear if there are things that you have found that are working in your homeschool, resources that you are loving, and yeah, just you can leave that all in the comments below. And for all the resources, you can go to my website, which I'll leave linked below, and I'll have links to everything that I talked about here.